Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Ryan from Pi Records, and I'm here with Craig Skelly for Guitar Corner with Craig Skelly. And today he's going to talk about Miserlou and double picking. How are you, Craig?
Good morning, Ryan. I'm doing great. Great to see you again, and I'm happy to be back with you and all your listeners and watchers of these videos who want to learn surf music, which is something I've been playing for over 30 years. I founded my own surf band in the mid-90s and basically been playing ever since. And we've played with Dick Dale many times. He was a local here in Newport for years, and he moved out to 29 Palms and lived out there for years. And we crossed paths with him literally countless times, 50, 100 times. And so we've talked in the past about pipeline and Baja, elements of surf music, which include string damping, tic-tac, which is, and then glissing, which is ground zero for music, which is surf music, which is pipeline. But Dick Dale really introduced us. First of all, he invented the reverb tank. And by the way, I want to show you, I'm playing through a Surfy Bear reverb, and then which is an essential part of surf music. You've got to have a reverb pedal unit. This is a reverb tank right here, so you can have any of these running. I just use that to show you that. And I have a Fender Mustang, not an expensive guitar. You don't need a 62 Strat to do this. Would be fun, but you don't need it. And then reverb on into a modern Tone Master Fender Deluxe. And the surf cats will hate me for this because it doesn't have a single tube in it. But you know, all I'm saying is whatever gear you have, you can surf it up by adding a reverb tank. Guys, Martin Cilia, one of the best surf guitarists in Australia, the best in Australia, plays through a Vox. And so it doesn't have to be Fender, but Fender's like ground zero for surf. Anyway, Dick Dale, the king of the surf guitar, he truly was. He invented the reverb tank along with Leo Fender. He was a friend of Leo's. He kept blowing up amplifiers, so together they developed this amplifier called a Showman, which I have one of those, but I brought my Bandmaster today, but that's for later. For now, the Tone Master. Dick Dale, double picking. What is double picking, right? Double picking is essential to surf music, and it's basically down, up, down, up. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So on pipeline, it's, but on Miserlou, it's, see, it's like that. Dick will tell you that there's a rhythm to it, that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Right? That's what he says, because he said when he was surfing, he could hear that pattern, that jungle-y surfy pattern of 1, 2, 3, while he was surfing in these waves. And so he so he translated that into guitar, and that's what he came up with. So surf music started off with no reverb. So here's no reverb. So when you hear Mr. Moto, the Bel Airs, that's the way it sounds. There's no reverb on Mr. Moto. Paul Johnson told me he recorded that with a Fender Bassman before they invented reverb. But then, when reverb got invented for guitar, it was already available for organ, for guitar, then Dick Dale released Miserlou. So, what's that, right? Double picking. So, we've got our pick. And there's two schools of thought on this in general. You can roll your fingers up into a ball, like holding a ball, a roll of quarters or a roll of dimes or something like that. This is where a lot of the mandolin players, I watched a lot of interviews with mandolin players and bouzouki players, and they tend to roll their hand up and Or you can have your fingers out and you can anchor, particularly when you play the. So what I'm doing is I'm just going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up on the same string. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's it. That is double picking, but you got to pick up speed. So you start off nice and easy. Right? You can do this down, but so you don't drive your family crazy. And then you just start picking up. So you go down, up, down, up. Let's say like this. Then pick up speed. Then your hand just keeps moving. Right? So that's how Dick Dale plays Miserlou. He tends to roll his hand up like this, and then again, there's two schools of thought. Rick Bastrop, the great guitarist from the Nocturnes, I was with them for 7 years, they're a first wave band. He tends to play with his elbow. Dick tends to do this more. So the swing is more from your elbow, like this, right? Whereas a lot of surf guys just use wrist like this. So my elbow's not really moving. Dick does a combination of both. He'll come in with. So that's elbow and wrist. So it's really up to you however you do it. But I would tell you, most of the great double pickers I have seen, or a lot of them, not most, but a lot, tend to go from the elbow, from the mel tones. Then once you're in, see, watch my elbow. My elbow's going then. Now my wrist comes in on pipeline. Or on Miserlou, it's really going to come. It's my whole arm. And so I personally, for me, I tend to use my my wrist more than my whole arm. But it's really up to you how you want to do that and what's better for you. I would tell you that if you roll your fingers in a ball, hold the pick like this, and then play more like that, you're going to get a more Dick Dale type sound, which is the way he did it. But you're not going to cheat by anchoring your fingers. I would tell you, whatever gets the job done for you is going to be the key on that. So that's Miserlou. Ryan and I have talked about maybe doing some supplementals to this if you want. We can actually work on material, but for now I just want to teach you about this idea of using the pick to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then picking up speed, because you'll have to know that technique to play surf music. There's really what I think of as 4 elements of surf music. The first is the tic-tac rhythm, which is double picking on 2 strings. Then glisses, right, that. Then double picking straight up on 1 string. And then the other thing is sliding. We haven't talked about that. We'll do that in another video, but sliding is very Sandals, Endless Summer, right? That's a Sandals thing. So to me, those are the big 4 elements of surf music, as I've been in so many different bands and have played with all these different bands.
Excellent. Before we go, I want to ask you about the picking style. I tend to anchor my pinky and my ring finger when I'm doing rhythm.
Yes.
But what is it distributing the workload from the wrist to the elbow, that makes the player do that, or is it more of a tone thing?
For anchoring, you mean?
Like when you play with your elbow as opposed to your wrist.
Okay, okay. I'd say that's personal preference. I don't hear a difference in the sound of the two. So if you play more wrist, you can dampen better, right? So we talked about palm muting and dampening. So if you're gonna play with your wrist, it's easier to do that than if you're playing like this. Because Dick didn't do any palm muting when he was glissing and played Miserlou. There's no palm muting there. So I would say it relates more to palm muting. If you want to palm mute Miserlou, then you have to do it with your wrist. But if you use your whole arm, you don't have to do it that way. So it opens it up to a little different feel.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for coming back, Craig. Everybody stick around for the next episode for Guitar Corner with Craig Skelly. I want you guys to start commenting in the comments about if this is helping you or not. So maybe some ideas that you might have that you'd like to see more videos done about with Craig. And to get a hold of Craig, we're going to have his social media and his Bandcamp links for Little Kahuna, his new band, in the description. Also, we're going to have links to official Pie Records merch and links to all the equipment I use for my podcast. Craig, thank you so much.
Great to see you again, Ryan. Thank you for having me.